Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Black Storytelling Through Music panel in honor of Black History Month here at Endeavor. I'm Tas Plater, the head of HR for Endeavor Content. Today, we have a very special guest, one of the most soulful singers of our time, Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and producer, not to mention best-selling author, Anthony Hamilton. Within the next hour, we'll explore the importance of his new single, Mercy, and the influence his music has had on the Black culture. So without further ado, let's bring Anthony onto the screen.
Hey, man. How are you?
All right. Welcome, Anthony. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. It's good to be here. Thank you all, everybody at Endeavor and UTAS.
Appreciate it. So it's a pleasure to have you. So first and foremost, I want to say thanks for joining us at Endeavor for our Black History panel, but I want to jump right in. We have an hour, so we'll get to as much conversation as we can.
Okay.
So I want to kick off everything and just kind of spend the first couple of minutes talking about quarantine. How has it been for you in quarantine? I mean, for me, this has literally been the first day I put on a suit jacket. So thanks to you, I had an opportunity to put back on a jacket for quarantine. But how's it been for you? We've been locked up for almost a year now.
Yeah, going into the second year. You know, when it first started out, it was peaceful. It was a time for me to unwind and to know that I had no obligations. And if I did, I had almost like a doctor's note to stay home.
Right.
So it worked to my advantage to catch up with the kids and family and cooking and, sleeping in the bed.
Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you. I think something happened to your sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so, just having the pandemic come at the time it did, it was a bit of a relief for me. Time to almost like a vacation from being in the music business. When you go all the time, it's good to have some time to sit down and be quiet and be still.
Right.
But then as time went on, it started to get a little, it was a little too much time to rest.
Right.
So it got a little stir crazy. So it's, it's had its bitter and sweet moments.
That's interesting. I've been watching a lot of the activity you've been doing on your Instagram, and while everyone's kind of out complaining about, I'm locked indoors, you speak a lot about how grateful you are, the fact that this quarantine has really changed your life. Like, you said you get an opportunity to understand your consumers better. You're communicating, you're doing a lot of online concerts, and you spend a lot of time with your twins and your kids, your 6 boys at home. So
Yeah.
for you're staying positive. Tell us about that. So you just doing the daddy thing, huh?
Yeah, there's no excuse for me not to spend quality time with the things and the people I love. So try to take advantage of that, and make the best of it, and let them know that, hey, even though Dad works a lot, when he has time, he makes time, and it's very important to have good balance. And to take a minute off to let your body rest and your mind rest. I've had a really interesting time with going through the COVID. Actually, I had it and pretty much was hospitalized for 2 weeks. Yeah, it was kept quiet.
Right.
Just had it happened. And my 3 younger ones, my best friend, and my brother, we all had it, but it hit me pretty hard.
Wow.
But thank God I made it through, and I'm here to talk about it. I've been home I've been home a little while. I stayed in for, like I said, 2 weeks. So
Wow.
Getting home and gaining my weight back and getting back to myself, man. And it feels good to be on the other side of it. And I want people to know it's really serious. Even my bass player, he had it pretty hard back in June of last year. So
wow.
It's really
I caught it back in July. I'm glad to hear you're doing better and your bass player is doing much better. But yeah, I mean, I took the mask and everything serious. My spouse is in public health, and
me too.
I caught it in July, and it put me down for 2 weeks. I was like, it's not going to take me out. I still tried to work and get things going, but after 2 days, I was out for a good 10 days for sure. So yeah, it's definitely important for us to do that, and wear the mask, etc. So, I mean, I want to talk a little bit about your music. So, I have prepping for this. Spent the last 2 weeks trying to go through your catalog, and of course, I called my mom. I'm like, "Look, you know what's going on next week?"
You know, he got a song called Charlene.
Right. So that's she's like, "You make sure he say my name when you talk to him." I say, "Don't worry, I got you. I take
What's her
care."
name?
Miss Kim. So,
Hey, Miss Kim. Hey, Miss Kim, I'm talking to you.
oh man, you on the best of the game, and
Thank
when
you.
you come to R&B is like the epitome of storytelling. So why
Yeah.
do you feel it's necessary to tell like the Black story through your music? You spend a lot of time doing that through all of your music. There's a
Yeah.
silver lining.
Well, I think a lot of times our story has been kept quiet. The true essence of who we are, uh, it's not really it's not told in the right light, in the right way. So I take it upon myself to use that platform to speak about Black love. You know, sometimes Black pain, Black joy, Black hardship, and do it in a way that's pure and honest and beautiful. That builds, you know, that builds uh, the the spirit up, the soul, keep it strong and soulful and healthily Black.
Right.
So I like to do that, and it feels good. I don't only just speak to the Black community, but I speak to the world. But you know,
Yeah.
I love my people, and I'm gonna keep talking that talk.
I love it. I love it. I mean, you've just went, to your own independent label about 2 months, a couple of, well, you've released your second single on your independent label, My Music Box, titled
Mm.
Mercy. We'll talk about that later. But right now, I want to speak about. Tell me, like, was it a big change going from what kind of triggered the decision for you to go from the big label to your own independent label, My Music Box?
Well, when you've been signed to a major for wow since '93, almost 20 years in the game, you start to realize like, hey, you only have as much power as you allow yourself to have. You only have as much control as you allow yourself to have, and owning your own um, gives you more power, more leverage, more control. And at a certain time in your life, you want to take control of your destiny. You move, you get behind fear, and you drive for a long time until you realize, like, I don't know, you know, I don't need fear. I no longer need to hide behind any insecurities of being a businessman and owning my own, or as a musician, creating my own tours and owning my own. And you start to realize that you have access to those things, and the people that make it happen, they're no different than you. And I took the step out, a leap of faith with my team. And I felt like it was time to own some stuff and, you know, eat really good. I think I saw a few people in the majors taking more vacations than me. And I was like, maybe I'm paying for that. Let me pay for my own.
Do you think did that play any bit on your creativity? Like working for, was there anything that you wanted to work on while you were at the label that you now get the chance, like now on my own, I can actually do all of these passion projects that I've wanted to do for so many years? Or has the creativity change at all for you?
Well, you know, yeah, you had the different layers of of stuff you had to go through as an artist signed to a major. And fortunately, I had people on my team who believed in who I was and what I present to them time and time again, which was quality music and quality lyrics. And they gave me a little bit of free reign. Like I said, free range, like I'm talking about chicken or something.
Right.
Cluck, cluck. But
Right.
you know, you have a little bit more control of creativity when it comes to owning your own, a bit on your own. But ultimately, it's what the fans want to hear and what the fans really need that dictates creatively how far you go to the left or the right.
Right.
You can do it, but you may not want to put it out as
Right.
fast. You have to ease into it. Being an artist, you have to know when to paint blue and know when to paint green.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but you don't have as many layers to go through, and that gives you a little bit more peace of mind.
Right.
Yeah, less fighting.
You say what again?
It's less fighting.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to throw as many blows to get to what you need. But there's people on the team who still challenge your creativity and your decisions, which makes you stronger. But ultimately, it's your own final decision, and that feels good sometimes. And sometimes your final decision is like, I told you it was gonna be a brick.
Right. I have the power of veto. This is exactly what the folks want to hear. Tell us, are you still in North Carolina? Are you? I mean, because they told me you're from the South, and I'm like, look, I'm from Louisiana, so they really can't. I don't. We'll have the Louisiana North Carolina fight another time, but I mean,
yeah. We got more collard greens than y'all do, so it don't matter.
When I heard fish, cornbread, and collard greens, I'm like, hold on now. I think something is missing. But can you tell us a little bit about your latest single that you released on your independent label, My Music Box, Mercy? I mean, when I watched the song for the first time and heard it, it was one of the most moving pieces of music. I mean, it was, for me, it wrapped up all of 2020. It talked about the journey of, the Black race. It's really dug into Black men and what we're facing in this country.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries. But I mean, just tell us a little bit about that. I want to kind of hear like a high level synopsis, and then we'll, for the audience, play a little bit of, we'll play the video so we can dive real deep into that conversation.
Well, this song, going through the pandemic and feeling trapped with that, then being put back into time where Black people didn't have any power, didn't have any freedom, and feeling like we were going back to the 60s again, like it was a time of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, when we had to fight for just being who we are, being free to just be. I kind of got angry. I kind of felt attacked. I kind of felt fear. I kind of felt let down. And I wanted people to take a moment to see what it felt like to be me, this Black man who's a father, who's a hardworking man. And I wanted people to take a moment to walk in my shoes and to see what a man really goes through to support his family and to try to go to work and feel safe doing it. Maybe I'll make it home, maybe I won't, because of the things that we have to endure. So it put me in the spirit of the song, and I wanted to be subtle but strong, vulnerable but stern, and I wanted to express all the layers of a man, all that a man feels, that makes him a man.
Wow, that's amazing. Cassie, I want to take a moment and play that for the audience, and we're going to dive real deep into this conversation when we get back.
Sounds good.
Let me see your hands! Yo, ground! Yo, ground now!
Black man, as your queen, I want you to know that I see you. I feel you. I'm on your frequency. And although you don't frequently feel valued, you are. You've been beaten, tortured, enslaved, and stripped of your manhood. You've been to hell and back, and yet you're still standing. Persecuted, executed and broke down in every way. But somehow you continue to find a way to be strong, to be a provider, to be a lover. Hell, everyone wants to be you, cause you're a king, and heavy crowns are painful. But God gives his hardest battles to his toughest warriors. Black man, I'm not your enemy, I'm your energy. When you tend to me and you enter me, remember we are one. Until freedom, I will fight by your side. I know you hide your pain with your pride. You don't want pity, but you damn sure deserve a little mercy.
Until you walked in my shoes, you can never ever sing my blues. Oh, never sing my blues. And until you felt the pain of a broken man, you can never start to understand why I feel this way. Why I'm starting to lose my faith. Have a little mercy. Show a little mercy. Oh, give a little
Wow. That is insane.
Until love has its way, then and only then we'll see better days. Lord knows, better days. That song is beautiful, man. I was getting teary because it just means so much. And watching the footage of so many people that we've lost due to violence and hate, and it's just we've endured a lot, and we're still here, and we're still resilient, powerful, and amazing people. And one day things will be different.
I want to encourage everyone have to watch the entire video. Literally,
yeah.
I mean, when I was just prepping for this, I just got it at iTunes, put it on repeat, and it puts you in a different mind space. And especially for me as a black man, it is. I mean, in the poem, Tamika Mallory. Let's talk about that for a second. Like, tell me how that came to be. I mean, Tamika is one of the strongest forces for our movement right now today. You talked about Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King, in the 70s and 80s, and then we have Tamika Mallory, who is the voice of our movement, one of the voices of our movement right now. How did that come about?
Seeing her on social media and seeing her be for real about it, it captured my attention. Here it is, this young lady who could be doing anything right now. She could be at the club. She could be on a vacation, but she was out fighting on the front line for people who dared to fight for themselves. And my team, Michelle was really close to her, mentioned her name to me, and I was like, I know exactly who she is. And I think she's perfect for the song, to speak into the black man and to pour love back into him, and to just build him up and to set up the song in the right way. I think the way she hands it off to me, it's seamless, and it's historic.
It is, yeah. I mean, you don't need a setup. I mean, but she was, and the phrase that resonated with me was, she said, "As your queen, I want you to know that I see you. I feel like your frequency." It's like, and what to me, what that meant is, I work a lot with, a lot of executives, but one of the things that we do a lot is, it's like when you meet a like when you're working a lot with a Black executive or a Black coworker or whatever it is, but there's a sense of community. And she was
Yeah.
like, despite everyone else says in the world about you, I want you to know that I see you. Although no one else probably sees you right now, I see you.
Yeah.
And that part resonated. And then, of course, you come back until you've walked in my shoes, right?
Yeah.
That is
You
just
know,
powerful.
it was almost like the perfect marriage, the perfect man and woman scenario, to the beginning or middle or end of a love story, based in our culture. And I think it's powerful to see that image and to hear that Black woman speaking to that Black queen speaking to that Black king.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm skipping forward, but because you said something about a Black king, I was watching a couple of interviews and you told me that you were trying to explain racism to your twins, or I think your younger boys. And one of the things you said to him was, you said people may crack jokes or make fun of who you used to be. They may say you used to be a slave, but you tell them you're a king now.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that was powerful.
It is. And, and where we live, it's there's a lot of Blacks here, but it's spread out on this side of town. I moved here, born and raised here in Charlotte, but I moved out this way when I first got my music going, and I was newly married back then, divorced now, but for security reasons, I didn't want people riding by the house and just, having access. So I moved out here, but there's an advantage and there's disadvantages of being, in a neighborhood like this, because you're challenged. Your kids are challenged to see if do you belong here? Hell yeah, we. I have to make sure that they know that whatever comes against them, you can defeat it with being kind, being stern, being strong, and being sure of who you are. And I have to remind them by the way I walk and the way I carry myself that this is who we are and this is what we are. And
and you have advice on both sides of the table, because for your older boys, your older guys that you have, you said something to them. You said that, look, whatever, if you respect the authority, but you focus on one thing, and that's just coming home. You come home and we can take care of the rest. And and you said just focus on coming home. And that's a different type of parenting. We talk about that all the time, that how fathers and mothers in the Black community have to parent their kids different. And that's a message that you've kind of kept through all of the advice that you've given your kids. Like, look, just come home and there's nothing we can't take care of, but you focus on just getting home to me and we can take care of the rest.
Yeah, it's smart. You have to equip your kids with the right tools, patience, and the ability to outsmart ignorance is very important, very, very important in today's society, anytime. And you have to know when to walk away, when to drive off. I think too angry people in the heat of the moment is very dangerous. So someone has to be smart, and I recommend my kids be the smarter ones. Make it home, and we'll patch up whatever wound, whatever scars were left. We can fix those. But if you don't make it back, then we never have a chance to do any of it. So,
right.
Yeah. So being intelligent, being spiritually grounded, to know that it's bigger than your ego, is very important.
That's interesting. About the video, was it important? How important was it for you to shoot that in your hometown?
Any chance I get to show people from Charlotte and these small towns around, like Waxhaw and Rock Hill and Belmont and Gastonia, all these small places, cities and towns around here, that you can do it, that you could be from here. You don't have to be from New York, Atlanta, or California,
right,
or Miami to make it big. You can do it. Fantasia's done it. I've done it. Casey and Jodeci, Horace Brown, Sunshine Anderson. there's so many amazing people. The baby now, and Tigo B, and a lot of people have made it from this area, and you can be successful.
I love that. Do you, when you said earlier that your music is not only for the Black community, you make music for everybody. And then when you thought about this song, you have in mind the audience that you wanted to reach, because this is literally like, if you look at the way the poem started off with Tamika
Mm-hmm.
running, the way the images are throughout the screen, who were you thinking about as like the audience when you developed this?
I wanted the world to see this. The world, had been chiming in on what was going on with George Floyd and so many other fallen soldiers and soldiettes that we lost. The world was chiming in, and I wanted the world to pay attention, to listen up, and to feel whatever whatever I was trying to convey in the song. It was important. That wasn't, but I wanted my people to hear it closely. Like, okay, I want the world to pay attention and feel our pain, but I want y'all to hear it in a way to where it has a blanket and a quilt and a big, big hug for those who fought for us and who believed in us having a just due and equality. Those came with a special hug for them.
100%. I mean, and Tamika was right. She's like, look, we're not looking for pity, no pity at all. Just looking for a little mercy. That's all we.
That's it. And she's powerful, man. Just her delivery. It wasn't angry. It was just enough sister girl.
Right.
Just enough mom and them, and a whole lot of I love you, baby.
Right.
And so it was a perfect balance of what a man needs to feel really safe enough to be vulnerable before he walk back out and show you them shoes again.
You know what? That's a fine line to walk. I'm like, talk to my mama sometimes, are you mad? Are we? Does this look confusing right now?
No, just don't lay down. Just don't.
Right.
You better lay down up.
Right. It's interesting that that people are classifying Your Mercy as like the Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, but when I tried to dig in it was literally 50 years ago. Like, that What's Going On album was talking about the same thing. It was talking about racial injustice, people suffering, hatred. That was in 1971. And it's 2020. It was 50 years ago to date.
Wow.
And we're literally talking about the same. We're singing about the same thing. Black people are going through the same thing. I mean, did that even cross your? I mean, they even cross your mind when you were singing about this and developing this?
No, not Marvin Gaye per se, but that era, that time, that space where people were, that crossed my mind. I love Marvin Gaye, that whole album. But it was just his own pure moment, his own honest moment that occurred being in the studio with the producers and writers, feeling like where we were. And actually, there was a movie that I felt it was great for, Mercy, Have Mercy. I felt it was great for that movie that Jamie Foxx starred in.
Yeah.
So watching that kind of gave me a little fuel as well.
Got it.
To create that. And I just realized, like, man, we go through it all the time. God have mercy. Somebody have mercy. Like, jeez, enough is enough. And you get fed up. And then, being a man, you have to, walk around with this macho image and this energy all the time. And sometimes you just want to be able to just be like, you know what? If I let my guard down, if I hold my head down for a minute. Doesn't mean I'm weak. That just means I need a moment to take it all in.
Right.
And maybe I just need to pray right now. Have mercy on me until I get back. But I will be back up.
Right.
And sometimes, you know, you need those moments. And so this song is for the man who feels like he can't take a moment for himself, hold his head down and regroup and come back up stronger. This is for him as well. And,
Wow. I love it. You know what? You just had some fun happen a couple of weeks ago. I think you just had a birthday, so you turned to. I'm not gonna tell everybody how old you turned, but I'm sure they can.
Hey, I made the big 5, the big 5-0. I look good too, and I feel good.
Do you think that? What do you think? I mean, what does that mean for you? I mean, like you have, you got your boys are healthy. You turned 50. I mean, you just went.
That's crazy.
Right.
Wow. That's crazy to me.
I mean, everyone said you make timeless music, and you're still not going to check it out. What's next? What's next for you? Half 100 now, so don't waste no money. Right.
Don't spend no money. Make more money. No, just do the things that you've always wanted to do. I used to want to jump out of a plane maybe 10 years ago.
Not good idea.
My son did it for me. One of my older boys did it. I was like, you jumped out and carried the name. I'll wait.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. I might not land the same at 50, but just enjoy life. I want to vacation more and see a lot more of the world. I've seen a lot, but I want to do it without any obligation other than just enjoying, enjoying it. And I want to be on the front of the yacht with a glass of champagne as long as the back of my head.
Right.
Build an empire and build something for my kids, a legacy for my kids to pick up when I'm gone, and create enough music so people don't ever forget about me.
Boy,
yeah, and they'll be singing Charlene and Arlene and Darlene and Pauline and Pearline for some years.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, that's one of the hits. Every barbecue. Woke up this morning. I was like, okay, here you go.
When I was down with COVID, and I did have pneumonia in my lungs at the bottom of my lungs. So, they was like, well, we're gonna keep your oxygen is, it's not without the oxygen giving me oxygen, your numbers are low. So I was like, man. So I started to feel a little bit of fear. It was a scary moment, but I was like, man, I got to try to sing. So in the bed, it was kind of in the evening, it was getting a little dark, and I started, woke up in the morning, found a letter that she wrote. She said she's tired and I'm always on the road. Too hard to swallow, being alone. She needs someone. I said, okay, I can do it.
Right.
I can do it. So I can sing this song the rest of my life.
Right.
Okay, I'll be good. I might be able to do 2 songs.
Right. I'm good.
And a grand exit.
Right. I was like, it's almost like when you fall, you're like, okay, I just fell. Let me wiggle my hands, wiggle my toes. I'm good.
Yeah.
You're like, let me give it a taste. Woke up, and I'm like, okay, I'm good.
All right, I'm good. All right, God. All right, you got me. Yeah. So after that, but I got out and I was in the car and I was just, and I tried to push it. Well, you talking about some coughing? Them lungs like, we said Charlene. Now pass me by, oh gentle Savior.
Right.
Pass me not, oh gentle Savior. We ain't there yet.
No, not
Put me back in my place. I was like, all right, I'll just wait, keep doing my breathing treatments, and hopefully this thing will be past me.
All right, you back.
Yeah.
Anthony, I just want to let the audience know, I mean, you keep things on a low key, but this is not the only thing you've done for the Black Lives Matter movement. You've been involved in all sorts of movements for voter rights. feeding people in your hometown during COVID, virtual concerts involved with the World Health Organization for COVID and related support. And all of this is stuff that you've done personally and through your nonprofit organization, Taste. So from us at Endeavor, I just want to say thank you for the work that you're doing for our community and everything that you're doing individually through yourself and your nonprofit. So I just want to say thank you for that. And before we end, I want to get into some fiery questions. So of course we collected some questions from the folks and just a couple, but we just want to see what you got. So first question is, okay, you from the South, so
you ain't see me nodding. All right, come on.
Your favorite Southern dish that only folks in North Carolina can get right.
Favorite Southern dish that only folk in North Carolina can get right. Man, only folk in North Carolina. Wow. Smothered chicken with onions, black pepper gravy, fluffy white rice, not collard greens, creasy greens, mixed with collard greens.
Oh man.
Hot water cornbread, and some sweet tea.
Sweet tea. You know what? I don't think I've ever had no smothered chicken.
They fry it to the crispiest crispy. You know, you take out a piece and you sit it to the side. I miss chicken. I stopped eating it, but I watch my kids eat it. But you put a piece 2, 3 to the side. Back then, you know, when coming up, you know, they fried a whole chicken, the neck. So you see this thing that's fried. I don't know if it was a baby drop cord. I don't know what it was. But they fried and put it over. That, you know, yeah, I think the greens and the cornbread alone with pinto beans, I think you can get that anywhere, but it's something about the boot they put in it. It's a sweaty boot and sock that they use to cook it down here. And tater salad.
Oh, not potato salad. So tater salad is what
they taste different. Potato salad got too much pole. For the rich man's taste.
So take that down. Of course we're gonna expect some recipes, but your second one is your go-to recipe. All right, Anthony, we need you to bring some to the cookout, and you can't buy nothing. You have to cook it. So what are you cooking?
Oh Lord, cornbread, fishing, baby greens, baby greens. You know what? I make this curry corn that's really, really good. Every time I've been anywhere, you know, where you have to bring something, it's gone over very well. I do a vegan meatloaf that's really, really good. My cabbage.
What do you use for the vegan meatloaf? The imitation meat, Beyond Meat, or what are you using for the vegan meatloaf?
I've used Beyond Meat. I found one that's a little bit. It feels a little bit cleaner. It's a True Life, one of those brands. I think it might not even be the right brand, but it's one of those meat substitute. Or you can use garbanzo beans. Chickpeas. Yeah, garbanzo beans, chickpeas. You can also use mushrooms.
Got it.
And yeah, and turn it into something, you know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you can. But I like to mix it in with some of the plant-based meats because it gives it a different texture.
I've been my spouse is doing this vegan thing, and I've been eating Impossible beef because I don't cook. So I'm like, look, because I'm not cooking. I mean, I only cook fried fish and fried chicken. So if I'm not cooking that, then I just cook whatever's being cooked. So I've been eating Impossible beef, mushrooms, salads, and I'm like, I don't know, I hadn't lost 10 pounds. So I'm like, look, this is long term. Our long term is good for me, but for right now, look. And then I guess unless you're cooking, this is what you eat. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm good with that.
You know, it is, you know, you will slim up. I've slimmed up, and due to COVID, I slimmed up. So the two of them together, I'm like, thin man. And there's been absolutely no alcohol for months. So that's some more weight. So I'm probably organic right now for real.
Right.
But you know, it's good to eat good. It's healthy.
Yeah.
But sometimes I need some French fries and I need a good old burger. And I go to the Beyond or one of the meat substitutes and to make me one. Or I'll just fry up a big portobello mushroom. And man, I was growing mushrooms, some pepino mushrooms in a box, like a mushroom box thing. And you grow them, you spritz them, and they grew so fast, like literally from the morning they're this big, and by the evening that big. Each day they would grow that much. And my kids are like, I was starting to get a little scared. I said, this is spooky.
All right. We better not eat this.
Shouldn't let it be growing that fast.
Right.
Just water. I drink water all the time. I'm 5'6". You know, I tried it. I put myself in the bag with a split, like the box. Put on cardboard. Nothing happened. What about man? So, but I like eating healthy, man. I like it. But every now and again, you need something for the soul, man. Like if you know, life ain't always promised. Get that fried chicken every now and again, or whatever you want. But just keep a good balance. Keep yourself clean as much as possible. And if you have, you know, diabetes or high blood pressure or cholesterol or, you know, anything that prevents you from doing that, then you should really follow, you know, the rules to keeping yourself healthy. You know, every now and again, get a little bit of sweet tea.
Right.
Put a little sweet tea on that.
I go home to Louisiana. I tell every time I'm about to fly out, I tell my mom, she's like, look, I already know. Fried chicken wings, smothered potatoes. It's the only thing I want. It's like fried chicken wings, smothered potatoes. And I'll tell my mom, I'm like, good. I don't want you to cook it. I want my grandmama to cook it because my mama, she like to try all these fancy recipes. My grandma just gonna get in there with the cast iron and go and get the work.
With salt and black pepper. Like I was dating someone years ago and they, you know, they were a cook, chef. And they asked me what I wanted. I wanted fried chicken. And man, they brought me this chicken and it had garlic and some other seasonings that didn't go. I was pissed. I was like, what is this? This is, man, I was like, no, you don't do that.
No. Oh man, I think we frozen.
Don't do that. Huh?
Are we good? I think we froze up. We froze for a bit.
Yeah.
We're good.
I was like, man, you don't do that. You don't put garlic and whatever fancy seasonings you picked up along the way. That is not what you do. Huh?
Parsley, everything.
Yeah, it didn't taste like, I wanted to taste like home.
Right.
I didn't want to taste like I was in Anban Garden somewhere. Like, I don't want that. You can take that back.
Right.
I didn't want that.
I got two more before we close. Your favorite song to sing a cappella?
Favorite song to sing a cappella? Wow. A song called Dear Life that I wrote. It's a beautiful song. Take a look over your shoulders. Wise words get much older. Life has a way of humbling you down. Thought you already knew it. Took a turn, then you blew it. Life had a way of humbling you down. So I thought I already knew everything. So I thought there wasn't room to grow everything. Oh, life humbles you down. Life has a way of humbling you down. That song is it just resonates. And there's a it's just I don't know, it's a thing that Bill Withers had, and it was given to me honestly, and
Wow.
it just does something.
Last question, Anthony, is like, what's next? What can we expect from a content perspective from you? Podcast, another book, TV,
Yeah.
film. Like, what's next?
The Anthony Hamilton podcast, where we talk about absolutely nothing. It is a real podcast, and it's myself, Eddie Kane, and your girl Nikki, from a radio station here, Power 98. She used to be the one of the personalities. It's funny. It's incredible. My label, I have Jay Hines. He's an amazing artist that I really like a lot. Putting out new content, so I'm excited about him. Doing a remix to my book, Cornbread, Fish, and Collard Greens.
Cornbread, Fish, and Collard.
Yeah, a kid's book I'm working on. And this is my first time really speaking out about it. So team, I guess you heard it. So I've just been writing on it. We've created some movie content as well, my partner and I feel like it can run alongside any of the movies, any great comedy, that classic comedy that we have. And the new Anthony Hamilton album, where I have songs featuring Rick Ross, one with John Legend I just did in part of last year. It's he and I on a song together, which is beautiful. D Smoke and Ty Dolla, and we have I have Stephanie Mills actually singing on a song that's pretty cool. So I'm just trying to see what's going to land and what's going to stay on this one and what's going to be on the next one. But
yeah,
I'm excited, and also doing a project with Jermaine Dupri. That we're doing it's a project. It's us back together. People wanted to see it. We took it to social media, and everybody was going crazy watching us create it. And we can't wait to give it to them, unleash it. And I'm excited, and just working with BMG to create a lot of content and great things. And with you guys again.
I know, that's amazing. Look, we're looking for every opportunity, so of course we'll welcome you here at Endeavor with open arms.
I like that.
We'll welcome you with open arms. We'll talk after the call. So Anthony, look, it's been a pleasure. We really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to speak to us here at Endeavor, especially for Black History Month. Until next time, we just want to say thank you. And for everyone who's tuning in, we want to thank you guys for watching us today. And Anthony, we appreciate it. Thank you and your team. And until next time, peace.
Peace. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.